Hoffit, everybody, and welcome back to our fashion and art edition of KUAM News Extra. With me now in studio is a longtime friend, Carlo Carino. He is the creator, writer, and artist behind the new, graphic novel, comic book, Finding Harmony. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh,
Good
thanks
to see
for having me.
Well, I guess just tell us about the comic book.
Well, the comic is a adventure story about a guy who has some supernatural abilities, but his main goal is to find a missing girl. And that's on the surface, but it's also, I think, a very heartfelt story about family and connecting and opening yourself up to other people and how that can make you a better person.
Right. And so I guess where did the inspiration come from to write this comic book? And how long did it take? Because you're the artist as well.
Yes. Altogether, writing and drawing, it took about 4 months from beginning to end of when I seriously sat down to start. The inspiration came actually from when I traveled to the Philippines earlier this year and spent a lot of time with my wife's family. And in a way that I hadn't done when I was younger, I had opened myself up to more people than I normally would when traveling, especially in a country where you don't speak the language or you don't understand everybody's life experiences. And I came away with leaving on the plane thinking, wow, I just feel like the size of my family doubled. And the connection I had with people just seemed to get bigger, and that's sort of where the idea came from. But of course, it's a comic and it's a graphic novel, so there's lots of action, lots of fights. It doesn't lack for exciting events.
Well, tell me about the characters. Harmony obviously would be...
Harmony is the missing girl, and the person searching for her is named Matt Lacuna, and there are a couple other characters who right now I don't want to spoil.
Right.
But they show up and they're pretty important.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is actually not the first piece of work that you've done. How long have you been in this business?
I've been doing comics, ever since I was a kid and I could pick up a pencil.
Right.
But I've been doing web comics since about 2003. And then in 2013, I did a short story for an anthology booklet that was to benefit the victims of Typhoon Yolanda in the Philippines. And that was through the same publisher, Big Ugly Robot Publishing in Japan.
Right. And so for people, I want to just ask you about now, the comic book is out, you can get it online. You've actually been meeting with students, right? Tell me about that.
I've been meeting with students, not really to promote the book because obviously they're not the ones who can go online and buy it.
Right.
But I feel like comics and in general, telling stories through illustration and writing is very important, especially for kids of a certain age. And I'm trying to catch them at the middle school age because they haven't been exposed to a ton of fiction at that point. And they've got so many stories that they've got inside of them that are original and that you've never heard before. And for me, getting people to tell original stories is very important. On Guam, we've gotten very good at telling a lot of traditional stories and telling stories that are very personal or take place here or take place within a family. But to hear the kids and their own stories before they're exposed to any of that, there's so much more that they are able to think about. So when I go there and I go through an exercise and I actually have them create a 6-page comic book in the span of about 20 minutes.
Wow.
And some of these stories are super original. So
are you going to be maybe compiling it and maybe doing another comic book?
Maybe. I mean, that's one of the things I'd like to do, is to get these stories together. Maybe if I could get some of the kids and pair them up with artists on island who have never drawn a comic before. Because there's a lot of great artists here who like to do pinups and they like to do illustrations, but they've never had the chance to do a longer form comic. And if I could put those together, and even in general, not just kids, but other adults who like to write and want to write comics and connect them with other artists, and if I can get them together and maybe we can make something that promotes original storytelling.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. And real quickly, where can people purchase Finding Harmony?
I made it easy. You can just go to getfindingharmony.com, and that'll take you right to the store page. It costs $5, and if you order it, it should be here in a few days.
All right, just in time for Christmas. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you.
And good luck to you. And thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow night.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.